Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Flat Broke Outdoors. If you're new here, my name's Blaine. If you're not new here, you already know. So I'm currently in Wisconsin at a campground, and I have arrived about 15 minutes early. I'm not supposed to be checked in yet, so I'm not going to start unloading much of anything right this second. But if you watched my last video, I was in Iowa, camped out with Butch on the river there, and in real time, that was 2 days ago. I was on my way to Arkansas to get some camping stuff, but something came up. I had to come back to Wisconsin. So I'm here now. I took a couple of days to do laundry and, uh, just uh, relax a little bit. When you come home from a camping trip, you got to relax a little bit. But anyway, so the weather's nice. It's probably 80 something today. But I thought, well, shoot, I got a little time on my hands, so I'll book a spot here. So I did. It's a pretty nice place. There's a lake down the hill over there. I don't like to camp down there because that's where all the people with RVs and all that stuff camp. They try to get down there close to the water, but it's really nice up here. The sun is this particular camp spot doesn't have a lot of shade, but that doesn't bother me any. I don't mind being in the sun a little. It's nice and relatively quiet. There's a road like right there, but it's a real low traffic area up here, and it's during the week. This is Monday, so it's not that big a deal. I don't have a lot of camping stuff, but I got enough to get by. I got something to cook with. I got a few pots and pans, coffee, some food. So it's we're gonna make the best of it for sure. Uh, what else? There are excuse me. There are facilities here, just down this road a piece. I mean, it's a pretty decent walk, but it's not that far. There's showers down there. There's flushing toilets, whatever you need. But I have everything I need right here. I'm going to be here today and tomorrow, and then I'll leave on Wednesday. So anyway, I'm going to get checked in. I can do all the checking in online, so I'm gonna get checked into this spot and get a few things set up, and then we'll see where that takes us. Hey, welcome back, everybody. I just got some coffee going here. Whew, Lord have mercy, that's hot. Whew, I believe the water is hot. I do not have a hot pad or whatever y'all call them, oven mitts. Guess depends on what part of the country you're from. Ooh, there we go. I gotta get some coffee into this daggone Stanley French press. Whew. I know if y'all been watching my channel long, you have seen me use the Stanley French press many times. But this one is a new arrival. This one my wife got me for an early birthday present because she knew all of my good camping stuff was back home in Arkansas. So that ought to cover it. 2 big spoonfuls. Just mix that in there a little bit. Make sure all the browns get wet. We'll put the lid back on it. And if you go by what the book says, it'll tell you 4 to 6 minutes. Let that coffee steep that long, and then take this unit. It's got a little screen in the bottom of it. And you take the lid off and just slowly press this down, and you got good grounds-free coffee. As a matter of fact, if you watched my last video, you've probably seen me and Butch using one because he has one also. But anyway, so I'm gonna let that do its thing. Tonight for supper, I got some chicken cheese enchilada soup. Which, if you've ever eaten canned soup before, you know there's never ever enough chicken in it. Hardly any chicken at all most of the time. So I do have some pulled rotisserie chicken I'm going to add to it, and that should make it a little better. And then I've got some think I got some club crackers in there somewhere. So we're just gonna have some chicken tortilla soup and some crackers, and then I'll start that fire. That sun is about a good probably 45 minutes to an hour to going down behind those trees over there where it won't be such a nuisance. It's pretty warm out. I mean, it's not unbearable by any stretch, but it's pretty warm. And I don't really want to cook while it's warm. It was almost too warm to make that coffee, but I made it an exception because I wanted some. Now let me think. Hmm. Yep, that's about all I'm going to have is that soup, and I'll take that. Actually, it's a pretty good sized container of chicken that I bought. So what I will do with the leftover chicken from there is make barbecue chicken for tomorrow, like maybe lunchtime or something. That should be all right. Anyway, whew, all right, y'all. My soup is getting a little over hot. There we go. I'm gonna grab that chicken and get it added in there. This is just your basic rotisserie chicken you buy at your local Walmart store. I'm assuming all Walmarts have it. Good golly, Miss Molly, that sticker is tough. There we go. Now we can get in there. Oh, man, I got it sealed for your protection. All right, let's add some chickens in there. Try to make it worth eating. Yeah, that don't look too bad. I might put a little more in there. It always just bothered me, even when I was a little kid. You make a can of like Campbell's chicken noodle soup. There was no chicken in there. No chicken at all. None worth even talking about. But this soup got some chicken in it. Sure does. Let me put this away. I do have some cheese in there too. I may add to it. It looks to have its own cheese in it already, and that's fine. It's probably enough. I probably don't need to add any. But I did buy some pre-sliced cheeses. I think there's pepper jack and cheddar and some other stuff. I bought it to go with some summer sausage that I have. There ain't nothing better than some summer sausage and crackers with a little cheese. But anyway, this is going to be supper, boys and girls. I gotta get the excuse me. I gotta get the flame figured out on this stove. I don't really have a wind block, and it's probably can't tell it, but it's a little bit breezy out here, so I don't want to get too far away from it and have it blow my fire out. All right, kids, I'm gonna finish cooking this down, and then we'll get this fire going. Hey y'all, welcome back. That soup turned out extremely good, probably due to my fantastic chefing skills. But anyway, that was really good. Got my fire rolling a little bit. I didn't really show y'all my camp. It's it's a very small area, which I prefer actually. You come in there. I'll try not to go too fast to make y'all get sick on this roller coaster. Got my little garbage area over there. And if you had a tent, there's plenty of room to put a tent in here. There's my bathroom, so I don't have to hoof it down the road to use the bathroom. My chair and my table, my little cook station. I'll walk y'all over here and let you see the back of this truck. As y'all know, I have not got a build out squared away yet, but it is all comfy, just like home. Got an air mattress there, power station there with a battery backup, and then my toolbox and some some other things I got stacked over there. It's a good place makes a tidy little nightstand. And the windows are screened on each side, so I get a pretty good airflow through there. And if I need, I can open that back window too, if the bugs aren't bad. But right now, the bugs are pretty bad. All right, kids. Well, I want to sit around that fire for a while, and I might retire a little early and watch a movie. I don't know yet. I did download some from Amazon Prime before I came out here, so I got some fresh westerns to watch. So anyway, if y'all don't see me again tonight, I'll see you first thing in the morning. Hey, good morning, everybody. It is about 10 to 7 and a little chilly, but all in all, not too bad. Got a little turkey sausage going on here and some coffee. I do have some hash browns in there. I might, they're dehydrated, so I might go ahead and rehydrate them, and we'll have turkey sausage, hash browns, and eggs. If that'll work for y'all this morning. Trying to get a feel for this stove. I've never used this one before, and it's hard to get the flame lined out just where I want it. Let me grab them hash browns right quick. I never knew anything about these hash browns till I was camping with Butch, and he had some. So really, you're supposed to reconstitute them with hot water, but I don't have any hot water, so I'm gonna put some cool water in there. When you only got one burner and it's busy, just gotta do what you gotta do. So I'll put the water in there up to the fill line like it's telling me to, and we'll give them just a while to rehydrate. Oh man, this little skillet, I put them sausages in here and they immediately stuck. I mean, stuck hard to the bottom of that skillet. I ended up having to put a little butter in there just to get them to come undone. It's crazy, but we're gonna make it work, y'all. All right, so we got them going. I got my hash browns going on. We'll drink this coffee before it gets cold, and then we'll see about getting them hash browns on. Hey everybody, welcome back. Just got a little of this chicken I talked about earlier that I had put in that soup last night. Just reheating some of them. I'm going to put some Sweet Baby Ray's Sweet Vidalia onion barbecue sauce on it. Just have a little barbecue chicken for lunch. It's a little past the lunchtime. It's about 2 o'clock, but hadn't really been up to much. It's really hot out. There ain't a lick of shade in this entire little camp spot right here. But if I go anywhere from here, I have to pack everything up just to go somewhere for just a little while to escape this heat. But so it ain't really worth it. It ain't that hot, but it's getting on up there. But anyway, I'm just gonna heat this chicken up and probably make me a barbecue chicken tortilla of some description. Got some sliced cheese in there, and that should be good. Should be good enough for who it's for anyway. But that's what I got on the books, kids. We'll see if we can get into something a little later. Hey, everybody, welcome back. Well, let me start by saying I suffered through the heat of the day. It got super hot here, not a bit of shade in this camp, but we made it through. And now supper time is upon us. So I got some hot water boiled here. And we are going to have a beef lasagna Mountain House meal. I stopped at my local Walmart and they had all their Mountain House meals on sale. So we're going to try this lasagna one. Probably shouldn't eat that, I don't think. But anyway, we're going to give it a shot. It's not something I do very often, but it seemed like something different. I bought a chunk of bread, Walmart homemade bread. So I'm going to have some lasagna and a piece of bread. I got my water in there. Ooh, that's hot. Probably should have read the package, huh? I think I've only ever had one Mountain House meal. So we'll see what goes on here. Let me get it locked down. I know I needed to do that. Let's see, he says, add the water, stir carefully and reseal package. Wait 5 minutes, open the package, stir and reseal. Let it go another 4 minutes. So 9 minutes with 2 stirs. So we're just going to shake it up since I forgot to stir it. And we're just going to let it sit. It's 6 minutes after 6 now. So 4 minutes. We'll give it a shot. Anyway, I'll get back with y'all in a minute. Hey everybody, welcome back. I tell you what, that lasagna was worth the money. It tasted really good, really. I mean, as far as camping and something that takes 10 minutes to make, had real good flavor. I ain't gonna be in no hurry to eat it again, but it tasted good enough I would eat it again. You know, if I caught it on sale, I'd dang sure keep some in my camp box just for the hard times or times I don't feel like cooking, but it was really good. I did get one other one. I got biscuits and gravy. I've never had it, but maybe we'll try that in the morning and see how it flies. I don't know about eating 2 of them bad boys in a row, but we'll see. You know, can't be bad. Take 10 minutes to make it. Don't get much easier than that, does it? I'm sure it won't be anything like homemade, but might be good enough. I am going to sit around this fire until it burns down good. And then I will probably retire and watch a movie. I got to get out of here tomorrow. I ain't going to be in a super big hurry to get out of here, but I got to go be somewhere else tomorrow. Because, guy can't afford to camp in Wisconsin but 2 nights in a row. Then you got to go save some more money. And I would be up north camping if I didn't have other stuff going on right now. I don't have the time to, it'd be, 3 or 4 hours north to get up to the national forest where there's some dispersed camping. And there's a guy says he'd show me around up there. I just haven't had time to go. But when I get ready, I'll get back in touch with him and have him give me some pointers in that area. Give me 3 or 4 different spots that he thinks are pretty cool, and then I'll go up there and do some camping when time allows. But I didn't have much time this go round, but I needed to get out. I wanted to get out. I didn't really need to do anything, but heck, I just got back from a camping trip. But it is nice just to get out here like it's quiet. And today a lot of people would have considered it pretty boring, but I read a book and did my best to hide from the sunshine. Wherever the sun was at, I get on the other side of the truck and sit on the tailgate. Get pretty good shade right in the edge of the topper there, and I got a USB fan. I had blowing on me, so you make do when you have to. But I mean, it wasn't miserable. I've been a lot hotter. So all in all, it's been a pretty good couple of days, if you ask me. I think the checkout time from here is actually 1 o'clock tomorrow, but I'll probably be gone before then. But you know, uh, we'll just keep plugging along. A lot of people seems like watching my last video where me and Butch was camped down on the river. That particular video is doing pretty good, and most of the videos I do with him, I get real good viewership from those videos. But some of the others, not so much. I haven't really found the key to the high amount of views on my videos. I've got some that don't even have 100 views on them, and I got some that got 15,000 views. So I'm not, I don't know the key. I don't have the answer, but I know a lot of the guys, they do it every week, same day, same time, all that stuff. Well, I can't commit to that. I'm still busy living a regular life, so I can't commit to videos every week. But I'm not trying to make a living off of YouTube either. A lot of those guys do. That's how they make their living. So they need it to be very structured to keep them doing the right thing. And more power to them if they can do that. I'm happy for them. I hope they all make $1 million a year. As far as I'm concerned, I'd like to see everybody do well. And I do my best to support all the channels I find that are in my genre of what I do. I try to support them all. It makes me happy when they do good. I don't feel bad about it at all. So anyway, like I said, I'm gonna sit around this fire till it burns down, and then I'm gonna retire, and then I'll see y'all in the morning for coffee. Hey, good morning, everybody. It is relatively early. Should be getting pretty daylight here for long. I think I got up about 5. It's not super chilly this morning, just a little bit cool compared to yesterday, because it was so warm. It got hot, but today is my last morning here. So we got a couple of choices for breakfast. We can kind of do what we did yesterday with some eggs and hash browns and I don't know what that bug was. Anyway, eggs, hash brown, sausage. We do that, or I have another Mountain House meal that is biscuits and gravy, which I've never had. Don't have any idea. I've seen other people eat it and they say it's good, but it's hard to. It's gonna be hard to compare it to, homemade. So I don't know if I should eat 2 of the Mountain House meals in a row. I had one last night for supper, so I might do the sausage and hash browns again. That was pretty good. I don't think I got any video of that breakfast yesterday morning, but anyway, we'll figure something out. Last night was pretty uneventful. I don't think I got visited by the coon last night. I didn't see any little paw prints out here this morning, but it it started cooling off right when the sun went down yesterday. But I wasn't uncomfortable at all sleeping, and I did put a fan in the window last night to get air out, and there wasn't any condensation in there this morning. So I mean, there's plenty out here. We had a pretty heavy dew, but it wasn't bad inside the topper this morning. And pretty soon I'll be running that diesel heater. It's gonna start getting really chilly at night. I've not quite figured out exactly how I'm gonna run it. I don't want to cut any holes in the topper itself. At this point, still too new. It's only a few weeks old, but I got to do something. It does have sliding windows in the sides, so I can probably get a thinner piece of probably hard plastic. I'd rather use plastic than wood. Plastic doesn't take on any moisture, so I could cut it to fit into the slider part. And I'd rather run it outside anyway, just because that monotonous tick of that fuel pump in those diesel heaters. Mine's an older one. I've had it a couple of years now, and the fuel pumps are really loud on them. And as long as it's still working, I don't see any need in spending any money on getting a new, quieter fuel pump or a new diesel heater or any of that. So I'm just going to roll with what I got. But I do have to figure something out to fit that hole, and I don't think it'll be that difficult of a task. So I'll work on that coming up pretty soon. So a lot to do. When Butch and I were camped out last week, or a few days ago, whenever it was, we took some measurements for a bed platform and some storage space in there, and worked it out to where a guy's got room to get in there and move around. And so I got those plans in my head, and that's probably what I'll run with, and it'll probably be sometime in the month of probably November. I don't think I'll get to it in October. I got a lot going on, but the way I'm camping right now is comfortable enough. It don't it ain't a big deal. And once I get to my camping stuff, I can do away with the airbed because I have a cot, and that'll be sufficient for sure. Be better than the airbed, because it's hard to find your sweet spot with an airbed. How much air you need to be comfortable, but it not be too hard. All that. So that's been kind of a pain in the butt. But I mean, nothing that I can't deal with. Trying to think of what else. Oh, and I got totes coming out the yin yang, so storage is fine. I probably will have to come up with something on the rear suspension. If you've watched my channel for long, my other truck had airbags, and I could adjust that to the load of stuff I was carrying. This one does not have airbags, but it might in the near future, just because that's such a super simple way for, it helps you with leveling when you get into a camp spot. It helps you make up for the load that you're carrying. And I think that's where Ford kind of drops the ball on the F-150s. Everything else about them is fairly heavy duty, except for the rear suspension. The springs, they sag under not much of a load, really. But I know on the other truck, the airbags made all the difference in the world, and they were worth every penny I paid for them. So this one might get a set of airbags on it before long. Maybe before I even do the build. I think it might be smart to get the airbags on there ahead of time. So we'll see how it all works out. But as they say, it's only money. Something I have very little of, so we'll see. One thing I will do, or one thing I will not do, I probably won't do the onboard compressor like I did on the other one. As handy as that is, it's a, the compressor cost as much as the airbags did, so I don't know if it was that handy. I carry an air compressor anyway, so I can adjust. I mean, it's a little more pain in the butt. With my other truck, you just had that little fob. You adjust the air pressure. It had a little gauge on it. You adjust it however you want it. I may just have to go to doing it manually, which is fine. So we'll see how it all works out. But anyway, I want to finish this cup of coffee, wait on a little more daylight, and I'll start cooking some breakfast. Hey, y'all, welcome back. I got breakfast out of the way, cleaned everything up, got the truck packed up. You would think since I'm missing about 99.9% of my camping stuff that it wouldn't take me long to pack it up, but it still seems to take the same amount of time. It's a very time consuming process, apparently. What I ran into today was the dew fell late this morning. So, I was up and had breakfast cooked and all of that stuff. And I turn around and look, and everything's covered in dew. The chair's wet. All my stuff was wet. So I had to go through and dry all that stuff off before I put it away so it doesn't mold or mildew. But anyway, another camping trip in the books. It's been a lot of fun. And it's time for me to go home. So I'll see you guys next time in the woods.